Yeah, it also really helped because at the same time that we're filming content in lockdown, it contributed to the success of the content. I feel as a lot of people didn't know what to do with their time, at the time. And so there was a tremendous spike in social media. I mean, there was a huge spike, even the likes of OnlyFans. I mean, people didn't know what to do with their time, so they were kind of just looking to all these different platforms. And so there was a huge spike in terms of, member increase in or activations on TikTok. And
have you ever thought about an OnlyFans? Seems like people. It seems like there's people who are doing it just like normal, like just treating it like a normal platform, not posting anything like crazy. It's just like normal private content, sort of like Patreon. I don't know if it's becoming more like widely accepted. I don't know.
So I heard they're actually, restricting the type of content, as it's predominantly utilized for porn, pornography. But I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on this channel. I don't want to get
say whatever you want.
Your video. I don't want to get your video, any strikes would demonetized. So you might want to bleep that out. I apologize, but I get emailed all the time by the platform. And also, a lot of requests coming in through via DM. Quite fortunately, able to monetize off YouTube, so I haven't had to resort to OnlyFans yet. But we'll see. I mean, the extravagant lifestyle and how I need to fund or fuel that. And I'm joking, but no, it hasn't been a consideration. I had some thirsty pictures. I mean, I was just posing and posing in underwear as bodybuilders do. And these pictures, I mean, got a lot of attention, and kind of a lot of people encouraged and requested at the time to pay very handsomely for content. But have
you had any weird requests from like, I don't know, like Saudi Arabian princes or like anything like that? I've heard of like fitness influencers getting some really fucking weird emails or requests to like come privately train, like even, I guess, like even private training sometimes, like not in like a weird way, but just like pay some exorbitant amount to fly you to fill in the blank country to, personally assist my training or whatever.
What, it's strange, Derek, because in the beginning, kind of in the initial stages, there were some really wild requests coming through, and I don't see much of that. And I mean, I am quite active, so it's not like I'm missing it or but I've had some crazy requests, like I said, more so in the beginning, strangely. And
like what? Like what's the wildest one? Won't get the video demonetized, don't worry. So you can say whatever.
I've had requests to be a feeder and to feed people. I mean, I'm the bodybuilder. I'm the one that's supposed to be fed, right? But I've been requested to be a feeder. I've been to fatten someone up. I have had been offered large sums of money for socks, for underwear. What else? To train together, to smell my feet, to lick my feet, to smell my armpits. I mean,
Jesus.
There's been some pretty wild stuff come through. So,
I wonder if it's like they see that you're successful on the platform now and they just think that you wouldn't entertain it, whereas they like ask somebody who's smaller, like maybe this is something they do. I don't know. Seems odd that you would get less requests now.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think it's definitely the case where they kind of prey on the smaller creators, the guys that they're like, this, let's throw this guy a bone. He kind of, he's not quite able to monetize, so he wants to pursue his life as an influencer. Well, sell me sell me some crusty undies, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
But, yeah,
probably works sometimes for them too. I can imagine, which is the messed up thing. But to each his own, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. So that by the way, when I was looking through some of your content just to like get refreshed for this podcast, I noticed your username on YouTube, Wanderboy 2010. And it's still set as that. Like your channel redirects to your actual name, but it has that as like your initial username. Is there like a story behind that, or how'd you come up with that?
Yeah, there's a story, and I can't change it. That's the frustrating thing.
Yeah.
It's actually, that was my gaming name, and
That's so many people use their gamer tag. Yeah. Like I've thought about changing my name too, because I've often like kind of thought, does this sort of like deteriorate my credibility in some aspect? Because like I made it in my early 20s. So for me, I've always sort of thought like, does the initial perspective of my like information, am I like doing myself a disservice by having this name? So I've sort of struggled with that myself a few times, but that's like a classic story. It sounds like the gamer tag thing.
Yeah, so I was into gaming, and I was into music production actually. In my skateboarding days, I actually did music production, and I have in my life produced an entire album with, I think it was 11 or 12 tracks on it, or songs. I would love to get back into that. I tried my hand at it, but the editing programs that are available now, damn, they're difficult to use. I think I've just been out of the game too long. But I've tried to put some time aside, because I don't have any hobbies. I don't have anything really that I do outside of training and making content and working, really. I mean, that utilizes all my time. But at some point, a couple of months ago, I would say, probably 2-3 months ago, I said, okay, I need to allow myself some me time and do things that I kind of enjoy. And so I would like to get back into making music and music production. And I kind of played around, messed around, and I think made a half decent attempt of a 30-second intro of a song. But it's more like deep house, tech house, which is kind of my music scene. But that is time consuming, or for me it was. I kind of watched a few tutorials and gave that up as a bad idea, and hopefully one day I'll be able to return into it. But yeah, Wonderboy, music production, gaming, and I used to just put up random videos I used to make like these music videos using just still of static backgrounds of the music that I had, none of which you'll find online now. But that's kind of where the name came from, and I just haven't been able to change it or remove it from YouTube since. But
would you ever release that music, or is it not something you want to be leaked to the public ever?
For me, it's cringe.
Yeah,
it was made so long ago as well. So I listen to it now and I cringe. But yeah, a lot of people have said it's decent. A lot of people have enjoyed it. I think they're just being nice to me and being very considerate over my feelings. So they're just not gonna be honest about what their thoughts are. But
with TikTok, how they make songs popular, couldn't you just like sneak one in one day and then see if it like pops off? Because it's not like anyone would necessarily know it's yours. And then if people are like, oh, what's this song? What if because that's how it seems like nowadays songs start to trend, because people use them in TikTok. So if randomly imagine a bunch of people start using that song, that might be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I thought actually just sneaking it into like the background music on one of the videos.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean by like old stuff being cringy though. Like anytime and this is something you sort of mentioned where you see like you mentioned your progression of from your first video to now, like your comfortability on camera and stuff like that. If you sort my first like go by sort by oldest on YouTube, and you look at me talk then compared to now, it's just like, holy shit, dude. Like it's night and day different. So I imagine from like a music, if you have that perspective on your music too, like I can sort of relate to the feeling for sure.
Terrible. I can't even watch a lot of the older videos. I'm like what was I thinking? How did this video go viral? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to look back on.
That
You know,
might
it's
make a
all
good
part of
reaction
the
video,
journey.
by the way, reacting to your old stuff. And like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That might be on my to-do list. React to some of my old, like really
exactly.
shitty videos.
That's very cool. I think you know, I think the reaction videos are very cool. I had my mom actually do a reaction video. It's probably the only reaction video we've done. But my mom had the reaction video to the comments, the sus comments that come
Oh yeah, I
through.
saw that. That was hilarious.
I don't know if you've seen a lot of these comments, but I mean, they get mildly inappropriate.
Yeah.
Very entertaining to go through, and you know, I try and respond as appropriately as possible to a sus comment, you know, as one does. But
Yeah.
that, sorry, there's a call. I'm just canceling here. Sorry about that.
No worries.
But yeah, that was cool. I'd like to do more of that style content.
Hmm. So you
Just
mentioned
wholesome. In my opinion, it's just like wholesome, cool, general, entertaining content.
no, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that would be well received on YouTube or wherever you put it realistically.